Now, if you can't stop standing up going through the golf ball, no matter what you try, you just can't fix it. That's because you haven't got to the real reason of why you actually do it. So early extension, pelvis going towards the golf ball, upper body going back, is a reaction to something that happens earlier. You don't just do that move for nothing. So I'm going to get into 3 reasons of why you do it. And of course, we're going to fix each reason. Got to fix the root cause if you want to stop standing up in the downswing. So first reason here, something I've been seeing a lot in lessons recently, and that is over flexing the left knee. So you're bending that left knee too much as you're turning in the backswing. So why does that cause you to stand up? Because when I'm bending my knee too much as I'm coming back in that backswing, it's actually lowering my body when I do it an excessive amount. So if I get lower to the ground, what have I got to do? I've got to stand up, otherwise I'm just going to hit right down to the core of the earth way behind the golf ball. So that's where it creates an environment to hit good golf shots or somewhat okay golf shots. We've got to stand up to be able to pull the club out of the ground. Now, of course, I am exaggerating the look of that a little bit, but if we start to see this lead knee get in front of the toes, so in front of your left toes there, we've got some problems. So that's where I want to see players who have this root cause, which is a really common one as of late. I want to see them turn in their backswing. Still, they need to flex that knee. That knee needs to bend, but it needs to bend a more appropriate amount. I don't want to see it get past those toes of the left foot. But now, if we're doing it a normal amount, you are now not going to lower too much. You might have a little bit lowering, that's fine. But now you're free to be able to stay down and turn and not hit so far down into the ground 5 inches behind it. So we're going to do a drill here. That's just going to teach you how to turn the backswing without the lead knee over flexing. And then you're going to be able to stay down way easier. And for this drill, something classic for the channel, good old camping chair. So what we want to do with this, we actually are not having it back behind us today. We're having it in front of us. Because what I want the golfers who have this specific root cause to do, I want them to stand with this to about, again, half a grip's distance of this chair in front of them. So you can do this at home perfectly. You just need to get the feel. And then have the club across your shoulders, normal posture, and turn. Get a good full turn. Don't hit the chair with your knees. So you can have a little turn through if you want. You shouldn't hit it in the downswing either. So here we go, boom, and then through. If you get too flexed with that left knee, you're going to hit the chair. So perfect feedback. Do as much as your heart desires, which is actually normally a lot more than your heart desires. Do a lot of it. So that's where you've got to train this motion. You've got to get the feeling. So you can even do this with your golf bag on the range. Plop your golf bag right in front of you. Get that feeling. Brilliant. Okay, lovely. Let's put it away. And let's hit a couple shots with that same feeling. Not too many shots if you're, let's say, doing this on the driving range, but just enough to where you can replicate that same feeling. Okay, can practice swings first. Don't just go full 100% into the shot. That's a lot of the reason why you can't fix your swing, because you're going at it every single shot. Nice practice swings, nice slow backswing, just so you can get this left knee turn, feel like it's straighter is going to be the feel here, and then move down. Repeat the process. So that's where do as much as you need to get the feel, and then do a whole bunch more of it. Hit a few shots, sprinkle in there 2 to 3 balls in between every time you do some drills. But if, let's say, you're at home, you're doing that drill, just do as much as you can at home. Go to the driving range, try to get the feel as well as you can. That's that one fixed. Let's get to the next one. So the second reason here, super common again, and that is this is your backswing. So look at where that shaft is. See how it's across the line. It's pointing out towards the right field. That position, believe it or not, will make you stand up. Why that's the case? Because when we're across the line, we have got to now move the shaft a lot to be able to get it on plane and shallow it. Shallowing is so important to be able to stay down, because that's really, if you're staying down and turning through, that's how you're going to get the club onto the golf ball in a functional manner to hit good golf shots. You have to move the club so much to be able to do that. What golfers will generally do is they'll get there, they'll get steep. They're trying to move the club back on plane, trying to move it shallow, but they generally just got not enough time to be able to do it. So they get steep. If you're steep, your body is going to react to that steep shaft. It is going to stand up. So you can see there, if I get taller, pelvis forward, upper body back, See how the club pitches down? It gets shallower, it just does it really late. So you can view standing up a little bit or early extension as a shallowing method, as it is for a lot of golfers. So if you, let's say, somehow magically got your body to stay down, I hope you don't from that, because you'd hit it terribly. You'd hit it so bad. Early extension is saving you with that across the line shaft and steep shaft as a subsequence. So that's where we have to fix that shaft angle. So many golfers who come to me wanting to get the club shaft shallowing, again, not this video about shallowing, but a lot of them just can't do it because they got a short backswing, which I think most of us on the planet do. We don't all have these long J-back swings or even parallel like Ernie Els. We're all a little bit short, but they have this across the line shaft where they just can't shallow it. They're just going to get steep. Not enough time to shallow it from that position. So we need to get ourselves either down the line or slightly laid off. That's what we need, here or here. Because now the club shaft is pretty much already shallow. It's pretty much already with that center of mass of the club pitching a little bit back of where we were at the top of the backswing. And now, like we said, we can just stay down and turn through the golf ball. Absolutely necessary. I mean, some golfers might be able to recover from that, but it's so rare. We do see some tour players, absolutely, but it's not many. I wouldn't really go and, let's say, build your swing off an outlier on tour. So let's get that club into a better spot and turn through. So I'm going to grab what you need to do to work on this, to fix it. And this is going to explain a little bit of why you're getting into that top of the backswing in a nasty spot as well. Okay, so how are we going to fix this across the line shaft? It's this, the connector by JChownGolf. Any ball training aid will be really, really good for this. So this one, just luckily, I do have a discount for you all in the video description. So if you want to get a connector by JChownGolf, awesome one to do. What we do, put it in between our forearms. And you're going to notice it's going to be really hard if you swing up to the top of your backswing with this to get the club shaft anywhere other than laid off or down the line. Why that is because of the right arm. Right arm is a lot of your reasoning why you get across the line. Because what we see a lot of golfers do, they don't fold up this trail arm, right arm properly. They have a lot of pulling motion with that right arm behind their body to try and get the club around them. And when you do that and you get this elbow behind and you get the right arm working behind you, the club shaft works more across the line. So even if I'm just here, let's say I've got my forearm vertical, elbow down. Let's move my elbow back. Look what happens to the shaft. Let's move my elbow more forward. Happens to the shaft. So if you've got too pulley back around you, you're going to get across the line. It will cause a lot of golfers to get a little bit extended to the left wrist as well, which would accentuate the across the line. Again, more extended and cupped, more cross, flatter, more in a good spot. Bowed, of course, quite laid off. What does that do? That gets that right arm into a good spot without you really even trying. And this one's a great one. This one specifically, the connector by JChownGolf, because it really helps gain the feel after you've used it as well. So that's where, just like with the chair, we want to do a lot and a lot and a lot of it. So really grinding and repping this out. And this is going to be really good as well, because if you're standing up, you will most likely lose the pressure of this in your arms. It will want to drop. So just keeping this in between your arms will keep you down a lot in the downswing as well. So here we go. Just going to get up to the top. It's going to get me into a better spot at the top of the backswing and just turn through and stay down. Brilliant. Love it. I really like this for my own golf swing. I use this practicing all the time. So after I've done my coaching, which is all online, if you want some lessons online, you can all do that one-to-one on Skillist. There's again a link in the description, which I'm doing directly after these videos here, which have been filmed in the morning. After I've done my lessons, I'm going to do quite a bit of this before I go out on the golf course and play. And something also exciting, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I'm playing and I'm recording a video for my brand new channel. I'm doing a new channel, which is all going to be about my playing and my golf. So if you want to watch me play a lot of golf, again, that channel is going to be a good one. It's just going to be called Jonathan Chown. So here we go. Another one that's going to get us into a good right arm spot. Gets you turning through the golf ball. I use it because it really gets that turn through. Let's say we've done an absolute ton of that. Let's get now those feels, which get us a good right arm position. It's going to get us a good shaft position. It's going to get the club shallow, and it's going to get me staying down, creating the environment. Brilliant. Let's get into our last point. So the third reason of why so many golfers can't stop standing up, they can't stay down. And it's ultimately, they've got some good things in their golf swing. Might be nailing the first two we just talked about. But they're not creating enough forward bend or forward flexion as they're moving down into the downswing there. So a lot of golfers will be trying to keep their body and their spine position really, really stable. A lot of players will try and stay down because, of course, you're trying to combat this. But if you stay too vertical, too unathletic here, upper body too straight, you're still going through the golf ball, you're going to stand up a little bit. Because if we don't get flexed in the downswing, so that's where the left hip moves back, the chest moves down, gets us rotated into a good shaft parallel to the ground position, we are not going to be able to rotate the body unless we have that good motion. If you stay too upright, the arms are going to outrace the body. So when the arms outrace the body going through the ball, you have to back out the way of it to let the arms pass. So we need that motion. We see so many tour players working this. Tiger, we see Justin Rose working on really getting that chest feeling like it's going down. It doesn't do it to this extent, it absolutely doesn't, but it definitely flexes a little bit, absolutely. Again, very feel versus real this. That motion there, chest down, left hip back. I'm going to show you a great drill to be able to get this, but it gets you flexes, or gets you into flexion. Flexes? That's a word, isn't it? It is, but not in that context. It gets you into flexion. And again, what is standing up? Standing up is extension. We need to be in flexion. So very simple. We can be in great spots. If we don't get into flexion as we're moving down, it's not going to allow us to turn through. So we're going to have to pop out of our posture if we don't do it right. You get lovely strikes like that. You especially will when I show you this drill. So our drill, really good one. Get an alignment stick, put it underneath your arm just like so. Half of it coming out in front, half coming behind. So that's a little bit forward. See, a lot of golfers do this drill like this. It's dangling down, it's going to be no use. Halfway underneath your armpit. So why is this good for us? Because we can now see what our forward bend's doing. We'll notice as we get up to top, it's really good for us to get into a good shaft position as well. But you can see your left forearm touches the stick, and we want it to keep in contact with the stick as we move down in transition. And you want that stick to point down. If you're not flexed enough, the stick's just going to stay pointing up. Your left arm's going to detach, you're going to get flippy, you're not going to turn. So we want this stick to point down and keep turning. As you can see, that's a very good drill to keep you down through the shot. So keep that left arm in contact with the stick. It's going to move away from the stick as we move through, but more than anything, stick points down. Let's have one here. Really rotates the chest well. Awesome. And you can imagine if you do a lot of this, again, just like before, we need to do a lot of it, you're going to be really training yourself into a really good spot to stay down. So you can imagine you could focus on keeping that knee straighter. Again, it's still going to flex. We want it to. Just don't want it to too much. You could be working on, of course, shaft angle really well from here, because you're not going to be able to do that because it drops straight away. And you're going to be able to work on getting into that nice forward flexion as you're moving down. So you could work on all of these points just with this drill and get great feedback on your downswing quality as well. Just rep it out a bunch. And then just like before, put that down, try to replicate the feeling for a few balls and then go straight back to the drill. Train it into your swing. Brilliant. So, if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction. Just like this, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.